Hello there, and welcome back to my Pokemon card ASMR opening series. Today I have for you the Legendary Dragons of Unova collection. This collection features Reshiram, Kyurem, and Zekrom. So in addition to the figures and promo cards of each of the dragons, there is also 4 black and white series booster packs. I'm going to go ahead and try and open this up. Okay, after about 4 minutes of struggling with the packaging and messing up my nails that obviously weren't quite dry, I finally got the package open. And these little guys are the first figures that I've gotten that actually come with stands, which I didn't realize that's what they were for a second. And Reshiram kept falling over, and I was like, why won't you stand up? Until I realized what these were. Anyway, so here are the promo cards. We've got Kyurem here. Nice and shiny. Ice Dragon guy. Outrage, always a very popular move for Dragon type Pokemon. And he also has Glaciate. This attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for the bench Pokemon. That's pretty cool. Now I thought it was a promo card, but it doesn't seem to have like a little black star promo. It just has the regular rare. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, you can go back here. And we've got a Reshiram, Fire Dragon guy. He has Purifying Flame for 50 damage, and you remove all special conditions from this Pokemon. It's pretty useful. He also has Fusion Flare for 80 plus damage. If Zekrom is on your bench, this attack does 40 more damage. That's convenient. I like these cards too because they're not too overpowered like some of the EX Pokemon. They're like just on that borderline of like, if you get a good team together, you can take them out. And lastly, we have Zekrom, electric type. He's got Mach Claw for 50 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. And Fusion Bolt for 80 plus. If Reshiram is on your bench, this attack does 40 more damage. So both Reshiram and Zekrom had like little buddy powers, but Kyurem's like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. I don't need you guys. I'm gonna glaciate everything. So, go ahead and stick these back here and get to some pack openings. Today we have a black and white Plasma Blast, a black and white Plasma Storm, another black and white Plasma Storm, and another black and white Plasma Storm. I think I'll start with the Leopard one first. Looks pretty vicious. I forgot to mention earlier, I went ahead and took off the plastic wrap from outside the box because I knew I'd be struggling with it. But then I ended up struggling with the box anyway, so I guess I could have left it on. So the first card in this pack is Frillish, 70 HP, and we've got Absorb for 10 damage, and then you heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. I think Frillish is really cute. I like how there's like a girl one and a boy one. They have little like crowns. We've got a Zubat here for 40 HP. Has an ability called Free Flight. If this Pokemon has no energy attached to it, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. And Wing Attack for plain 20 damage. And Carvana, 60 HP. He's got Bite for 20, pretty standard. I wish he would have had an ability like Rough Skin or something, where if somebody attacked him with a physical attack, that attacking Pokemon would take damage, like in the games. That would be a pretty cool ability to have in the card game. And we've got a Patrat. I have quite a few of these cards already. He looks kind of evil too, with his red eyes and the yellow ring. I think it's called yeah. So we got Reckless Charge for 20. This Pokemon does 10 damage to itself. Not really a fan of attacks that have recoil, but I can always put a protection cube on him. It looks like we got something good coming up. Trubbish for 60 HP, Pound for 10, and Sludge Bomb for 40. I have quite a few of him as well. And this one is an Ace Spec Victory Piece. Oh, I think an Ace Spec is pretty cool. Something pretty good. Victory Piece. I guess it looks like a Victini thing. Well, maybe not. Oh yeah. If this card is attached to Victini EX, Victini EX can use its attacks regardless of the amount or type of energy attached to it. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I can see how you could only have one of these in your deck. Let's get a closer look here. It looks really cool. I really like the sideways lines. I've never gotten an Ace Spec card before. I'll have to look up more about that. In the bottom here, it's got a little silver star, 130 out of 135. Put this in the back. Oh, it's pretty heavy. And a Cherim, which is a really cute little guy. So I guess this is also a rare. Fairweather Heal is the ability. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon that has any leaf energy attached to it. And it does random peck for 20 plus damage. Flip 2 coins and this attack does 20 more damage for each heads. It's also resistant to water. That's pretty cool. And we have Colress's Machine. Search your deck for a Plasma Energy card and attach it to one of your Team Plasma Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. And a Pillow Swine. Whoa, quintuple headbutt. Flip 5 coins. This attack does 40 damage times the number of heads. Are you telling me this guy can do 200 damage and then if they were weak to water, do 400 damage? Are you kidding me? And then an HP of 100. Pretty good. And an Ether. Reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a basic energy card, attach it to one of your Pokemon. If it is not a basic energy card, return it to the top of your deck. Okay, well, it's kind of weird. Why wouldn't you just put, like, another energy in your deck? Oh well. Alright. Well, that was a pretty cool pack. I've never gotten an Ace Spec card, as I said. Woo! Just gonna admire the shininess again really quickly. Stick that back there. Got another Plasma Storm here. This one has Infernape on the cover. For some reason, Infernape always reminded me of like a Dragon Ball Z character. I think it was because the Saiyans had like monkey tails for a while, and then he's got like armor, and yeah, I don't know. There can be no calm before this storm. Clouds gather, energy crackles, and when you play the Pokemon TCG Black and White Plasma Storm expansion, a new force will be felt as the tempestuous Team Plasma makes its debut. All must make ready for a new battlefield featuring electrifying Team Plasma Pokemon, game-changing trainer cards, and Team Plasma Pokemon EX such as Articuno EX, Zapdos EX, and Lugia EX. And as all-new, powerful Ace Spec cards blast the balance of power and even more amazing Pokemon EX race into battle, a question must be asked. Trainers, are you ready? Prepare for the Plasma Storm. So, I guess I should read these more often because I went ahead and mentioned the Ace Spec cards. Alright, here we go for real though. Having a hard time opening them today. Maybe I'm just conscious of my nails now that one already got messed up. Got another Frillish to start. So, Frillish, like you already saw. We've got a Riolu. 70, pretty good for a basic Pokemon. And you can do 20 and 40. And this attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. Alright, Riolu. Actually, I don't think I have a Lucario card. That's pretty weird. I want to get one now. Got Litwick, who has 60 HP. Surprise attack. Flip a coin. If tails, it does nothing. Aw, come on, Litwick. We also have a Whismur, 70 HP. He has Shout, flip a coin. If heads, discard a random card from your opponent's hand. And Hyper Voice for 3 energy cards. I guess that would be pretty easy to do if you had a double colorless, but I don't know if I'd want to waste a double colorless on a Whismur. Coughing. He has 70 HP. Tackle and Double Spin. I actually already have quite a few of this card as well. And we have a reverse Hollow Monferno. That's pretty cool. And it was from an Infernape pack. It's pretty funny. So for 1 energy card, he has Loud Howl. Your opponent switches the defending Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. So how I interpret moves like this is so your opponent gets to switch which bench Pokemon comes out, which is not as good for you compared to something like Gust of Wind where you get to choose which Pokemon comes out. Still can mess up their strategy though. We also have Fire Tail Slap for 50 damage. Discard an energy card attached to this Pokemon. But that's pretty common for fire type attacks. And a Garbodor. Yeah, that's the rare in this pack. I have this card already. It does do some pretty good damage there, but I just do not like the design of this Pokemon at all. I mean, come on, garbage Pokemon. They were kind of reaching. So it has Ensnarl, does 20 damage times the number of energy in the defending Pokemon's retreat cost. And then Double Ducks for 4 energy cards. Can do 80 damage. You flip 2 coins and it can do 80 damage times the number of heads. It does have 110 HP, but I had this card in one of my decks for a long time, and I think I maybe only used him once in battle. We also have a Durant, Steel type Team Plasma card, 70 HP, Gnaw for 20, and Hard Crunch for 40 plus. If the defending Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, this attack does 30 more damage. That's pretty cool. It's also resistant to Psychic. I just don't have very many Steel energies. One day I'll make a Steel deck, I promise. And we have a Swadloon. Cute little guy. Swaddle Guard. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 40 after applying weakness and resistance. And Surprise Attack. 40 damage, but if it's tails, the attack does nothing. I guess it's kind of common though with mid-stage bug Pokemon that they're like in a cocoon or like chrysalis, so it doesn't really surprise me that he's not a big attacking Pokemon. And Lunatone has the ability Premonition. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them back on top of your deck in any order. He also has Rock Throw for 30 damage with only 2 energy cards. Not bad for a basic Pokemon with 90 HP. Does have a pretty high retreat cost though. 3 energy cards for unevolved Pokemon. Okay. Not the best pack, but maybe we can make up for it. Got one more Plasma Storm here, and then we'll go into Plasma Blast. This one has Lugia on the cover. And here we have Togepi. It's kind of unfortunate that now all of these type Pokemon are, well, I guess because this was before they announced Fairy type was a thing, but that these Pokemon who should very much be Fairy type Pokemon are normal type. So for 40 HP, Togepi can do Yawn, which just makes the defending Pokemon asleep. Not the best, but I do have a Togekiss now from Sky Roaring Skies set, so maybe I might use him. And a Swinub does, for 60 HP, he does double headbutt, flip 2 coins, and this attack does 20 damage times the number of heads. And it looks like he's kind of sniffing out like little mushrooms, like he's like a truffle finder pig. I don't know. Scraggy holding up his little Pokemon pants there. Has 60 HP, can do headbutt and low kick. I have quite a few different Scraggy as well, Scraggy and Scrafty. I think they did a lot of different artwork for those two. And Fungus. It's kind of weird how he has a little Pokeball hat. Astonish. Flip a coin. If heads, choose a random card from your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals that card and shuffles it into his or her deck. And it's resistant to water. Another Whismur, which we already saw. And we have a Reverse Hollow Ether. Ooh, and it's a Clefable as the rare in this pack. Look at that artwork. I really like the night scene there. Again, Clefable should totally be a fairy Pokemon, but we were just a generation too short here before they introduced the fairy type. Clefable has 90 HP and has the ability Moon Guidance. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. This counts as evolving that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. And for 3 colorless energy, can do a straight 50 damage with Moon Impact. Cool. And we have a special energy, a Team Plasma energy. Just provides 1 colorless energy. And we have Grottle here. Now, I have 2 of these in one of my decks, the same one with, Garbodor, actually. Grotle is pretty good for a second stage Pokemon, has 100 HP, and Knock Away for 40, and then flip a coin, and if heads it does 20 more damage, so 60. I have a lot of double colorless energy in the deck that I have him in, so if I time things correctly and get the right cards, I can have Turtwig down on the bench, put a Leaf Energy on, the next turn get a double colorless as well as a Grotle, put both of those on the Turtwig, and potentially do 60 damage and have 100 HP within 2 turns. He's also resistant to water type. Yep. And we have a Magneton with cute artwork. For 80 HP, he can do Metal Sound, which confuses the defending Pokemon. That's pretty good, too. Once a Pokemon is confused, it has to flip every time it tries to attack, and if that coin flip is a Tails, it damages itself by 20 damage points. That goes for if it's trying to retreat as well. So that's pretty good that it can do it with a double colorless, just one of them. And we have Electro Ball for 30 damage. Okay. Again, there was not a holo, but whoops. We got another chance here in the Plasma Blast. It has Palkia on it, which is kind of strange because we're not in the Diamond and Pearl generation. We're in the Dragon Unova generation. But I guess he's kind of like a legendary dragon as well, so I guess that's okay. I much preferred Dialga, though, to Palkia, personally. The design and, I don't know, bending time rather than space. So this one says, unbroken, unbowed, undefeated, Unova blasts back. Challengers ring out, Pokemon duel, and the battle for Unova enters the next chapter in the Pokemon TCG Black and White Plasma Blast expansion. With Virizion EX by your side, you must lead the counterattack against the failing forces of Team Plasma as they mount their last stand behind the twinned might of Team Plasma Dialga EX and Palkia EX. Victory is within your grasp when suddenly you face your greatest test. The mighty and mysterious Genesect DX takes the battlefield, supported by devastating ace-spec cards that give it additional attacks. Trainers, it's time to break the ice. They always make it sound so epic on the back of these now. Like, I guess they kind of have to, but come on, it's just Pokemon cards. Here we have a Solosis. I have quite a few different Solosis, but none with this artwork yet. So, like the last one that I opened, he's got 30 HP, but he doesn't do any attacks. For 1 Psychic Energy, he can do Hide, flip a coin if heads prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. I mean, yeah, I probably still won't use him in battle. Too bad. And we have a Houndour with interesting artwork. It looks like he's outlined in like chalk or like a very bad simulation of oil pastel. Anyway, looks like he's surrounded by some ice. This Houndour has 60 HP. He can do Roar for 1 energy card. Your opponent switches the defending Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. And Ambush for 20 plus damage. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 10 more damage. Weak to fighting, and there's a resistance of -22 Psychic Pokemon. Ooh, Lapras. I have one of these cards, and it's a very good card. Come on, basic Pokemon, 100 HP, has Cleanse Away, heal 30 damage from each of your benched Pokemon, and then Surf for 70. Now, I do have this card in a deck that has double colorless energies in it, so it does help me power it up a little quicker. What surprised me the most, though, is that this is actually a common card. And also he is weak to metal or steel type, which makes sense because he's an ice Pokemon now. And a little Tynamo, only 30 HP, but for one energy card he can do 20 damage. Remoraid, 60 HP, can do Bubble Beam for 2 energy cards, does 20 damage, and you have the opportunity to paralyze that defending Pokemon by the flip of a coin. Kind of busting up through the ice water there. We have a reverse hollow Iris. During this turn, your Pokemon attacks do 10 more damage to the active Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has taken, before applying weakness and resistance. That's pretty cool. I could definitely see that being useful. Look at the size of her sleeves. Wow. And the rare is Azelf, 60 HP. I hated trying to capture Azelf and Mesprit and stuff in the game. They kept moving around. I just wanted them to stay in one place. So for one energy card here, we have Trading Places, of course. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. And we have Side Jamming. Move as many special energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon to your opponent's other Pokemon in any way that you like. Well, that's a cool thing, but I don't know if I would waste 3 energy cards on it. I would like it if it was a Pokemon ability, but eh. And we have a Glalie. It's a very good card. 100 HP, Powder Snow, 30 damage, and the defending Pokemon is now asleep. And then Reflect Energy. So it does 60 damage, and then you move a water energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. So that's a lot better than having to discard the energy every time. I think I have 2 of these in one of my decks right now, so a third one would be helpful. It's a very good card for battle. So even though I didn't get like a hollow foil card, I definitely got cards that I can use in the game, which I can't even be mad about, really. I primarily use the cards to actually play the game rather than just running through packs and collecting for the shiny ones, so, you know, not too mad about it. Ooh, and an intense Machoke. Look at those muscles. The red parts always made me think that he was like, his skin was ripping or something, and then that was the muscle underneath. So he has 90 HP there, and has Last Chance Chop for 20 plus damage. If this Pokemon's remaining HP is 10, this attack does 70 more damage. Wow. And he also has Seismic Toss for 60 damage, for just a flat 3 energy cards. And lastly, we have a Fracture. That's awesome. I only have an Axew so far. I never got a Fracture. So he has 80 HP, is Dragon type. And for one energy card, we have Paralyzing Gaze. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. He also has Dragon Claw for 40 damage. He can do... he needs Fighting and Steel. I don't know if I could work that into a deck, really. That's alright. I have so many different dragon cards now, but they all take really weird energy combinations, so I haven't had the time to really sit down and try and fit them all in a deck. I definitely want to try though sometime soon. Maybe I could do a video on trying to do that. So, well, that's it for these packs. I guess let me review here a little bit. So I did like the Clefable. You know, I normally have pretty good luck, so I'm not too beaten up about this one. This Ace Spec card is pretty cool though. It's really heavy compared to the others. Just go ahead and show that one up close again, since it was basically like the only special shiny one I got. Cool. And I do have a Victini, I don't know, or Victini. I don't think it's an EX though. It's too bad. Okay then. So I'll go ahead and I'll put this one back here. And then I hope you liked the cards today. I had to switch back to a soft-spoken video style because my mic wasn't really picking up the whispering too well. I'm not sure if I just had the mic too far away or what it was, but yeah, I'll try it again some other time when I can mess with the mic settings or something. So, as always, I'll go ahead and make a bunch of card noises to let the video fade out, and pack crinkles as well. So, well, if you're looking for some better polls, I'm going to go ahead and link my ASMR Pokemon trading card playlist at the end of this video. And I'll see you in my next Pokemon ASMR. Bye! opening ASMR series.